Your opponent places a pawn in the center, gaining space and control. Your move puts a pawn in the center. Their knight comes into play, supporting the center. You've just allowed your pawn to be taken without a fight. They missed a chance to capture a free pawn. Your pawn is no longer hanging and is now... They castled kingside, placing their king in... Good job developing, but you blocked your center. Their better move was to put a pawn in the center. Repeating moves with the same piece can delay your progress. This is the only good move. They exchange a clear recapture. Your opponent should be careful. You prevented your opponent from being able to checkmate the king. You are now able to force doubling of castle pawns. Their better move was to force... You permitted the opponent to force isolated doubled pawns. You get a chance to force doubling of castle. You allowed the opponent to force isolated doubled pawns. You are now able to force doubling of castle pawns. This move leads to losing a pawn. They overlooked the critical move, not spending enough time to... Your better option was to force doubling of castle pawns. Their best option was to block an attack on a vulnerable pawn. This wasn't the best capture choice, and it will cost you material. That was a critical position. That was the only move. This is a fine move. They slipped up a bit here. Not the worst move, but definitely. You sacrificed your bishop. A stunning move. A clear recapture. Nice fork. You'll be winning material. Their best option was to defend it. Yes, this is the way. A clear recapture. The only move, and you found it. This move connects their rooks, giving them a strong... By moving here, you reveal an attack on the pawn. Your opponent activates their last piece, bringing all... That pawn was yours for the taking. Their king steps away from the check by your bishop. You want a pawn for free. The rook slips away as your opponent avoids material loss. You move your bishop to a better place, allowing it to control more squares. Their king steps away from the check by your bishop. A nice fork here puts both pieces under pressure. The rook slips away as your opponent avoids material loss. You had a better option, but this is not bad. They had a better way to reveal an attack on the bishop. Recapturing. They are right on target. You've pinned your opponent's knight, limiting its movement. Their move is losing material. You pile more pressure onto the knight with this move. Decent move, but they had a better one. It makes sense to simplify with trades. They exchange pieces of equal value. That was an even swap of material. A clear recapture. Your rook eyes the open file, which helps control. Their king steps away from the check by your rook. Not the best move, but not bad either. This move activates their rook on the 7th rank. Good awareness. They've placed their rook behind. You calmly step the pawn out of trouble. I like their choice. Good job defending. They made one of the top moves. Good awareness keeps the pawn alive here. Their rook is now keeping an eye on your... Passed pawns must be pushed. They took your pawn for free. Your passed pawn advances to its goal. They played one of the best. Your passed pawn is one step closer to promotion. That's not a mistake, but they did not find the best move here. You calmly step the pawn out of trouble. You are now able to win a rook through an eventual fork. You captured that free. You get a chance to force eventual checkmate. You can now win with a forced checkmate. That rook was yours for the taking.